Hello guys and welcome to the School of Crypto. I've just closed out a winning trade over on Doge. We're going to look at that in just a moment, but I'm not here to blow my own trumpet. We're going to look at some of the best trade setups right now that are exactly the same as this Doge trade that I think we can make some killer gains on over the coming days. So do me a favor, hit that like button and let's get into this live stream. Now guys, first of all, let's have a jump in and take a look at what's been going on with Doge. So here you can see the trade. It's literally just hit take profit. And I'm not here to tell you, just how lucky this is, because actually there's no luck in it, okay? Because this chart pattern is repeating over and over again. And I've got a few of these lined up already that we're going to take a look at as this rolls on. So for now, where are we? Dogecoin. Let's talk about this pattern and understand why this trade worked out well. There's obviously other things at play in crypto markets, okay? We've got like meme coin narratives, you've got AI, you've got deep in, all sorts of other things, right? But this right now is a very classic pattern after the market that we've been experiencing so far. Earlier on this year, we saw a very strong market in like February, March time, okay? A lot of coins, even Doge and others, rallied very aggressively into this period of time. It wasn't just meme coins, okay? A bunch of others did it as well. Just as an example, like EOS, okay, rallied really hard into March, and then they've all done a very similar move lower. And Dogecoin, as our kind of case study, shall we say, you can see has had a pullback after that rally. It pulled back at most 63, 64%. And then it's done something really interesting. Now, typically, you'll see these patterns break down, and you'll see lots of traders out there on YouTube telling you, it's broken out, it's breaking this line. It's time to get into it. Now, you can do that, but there is also the chance where you were around here and you were saying it's going to break out, and then it didn't break out, it just flopped. And then around here, it's going to break out, and it didn't, it just flopped. Eventually, it does break out, and yes, it goes up, but it does have a good retest. But what we're really looking for after this big long downtrend is a rounded bottom. Okay. Now, how do we spot this? Well, look, there's a key area on this chart and most other charts where you'll see a kind of a cross section. In fact, this line's slightly in the wrong place. It needs to be about here. Okay. And you'll see that basically the price bounces, it comes down, and then it comes back up to retest this area, sort of around this area here. Okay, so somewhere in and around this area gets rejected. But at this point, we can see the structure already starting to build. Okay, we get our breakout, we come back to retest, we get our structure continuing. And as soon as we broke this cup, this looks like a cup, okay, with this little handle here. As soon as we broke this cup pattern, you can see something really important. It comes back and retests the cup, and then it gives us a green candle. This was the entry here. We took a risk to reward of 3 to 1. So we had our 1 risk here, and then our 3 up here. Okay, and you can see it's just touched today. There's a good chance this carries on towards the upside, of course. But okay, 3 to 1 is a very decent ratio to be working with in trading. Now, as we move on, guys, this is obviously the first time I've been doing a live stream for trading on this particular channel. So first of all, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. It's going to be more geared towards kind of education, trading and live trading shows, as well as kind of not just not just telling you the different trades that I'm taking, but tutorials on how to establish these trades like we're doing now. We'll be doing like things in the future, like risk analysis, other bits and pieces like that, okay? If you want more like in-depth crypto research, what you think is going on a day-to-day basis, different projects that I'm buying, make sure you subscribe as well to the House of Crypto, which is obviously my main channel, or at least the first channel. School of Crypto, slightly newer, but make sure you're subscribed to this as well if you want education and daily live streams. Well, not necessarily daily live streams, but a few live streams a week. Anyway, so guys, we have here our Doge trade. Now, it's important to note, one thing that we did use on this was a stop loss. I see lots of YouTubers telling you to enter trades without using stop losses, which is incredibly reckless, because if this does come back all the way down here after a bounce, which can happen, you lose everything. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be able to trade another day. If you make a trade and it's good, a good setup like this, and it goes against you, then you've still made a good trade. If you win a trade that you just have gone into without any of your rules set, then that effectively is a bad trade. You just happen to have won. Okay, so practice your good discipline, and the rest will look after itself, particularly in a bull market where these setups are quite easy to find. Now I get it. You're like, okay, so you made money in Doge. Good for you. Tell me how I'm going to make some money. Well, here we go. There's a few other setups that look perfect, some more perfect than others, but all of these are pretty damn good. And they're all in utility altcoins, my favorite, not necessarily in the degenerate meme coins that many people will normally talk about. Again, what have we got here? MEXC, gaming ecosystem token. Again, the best, some of the best trades that you have here are not only decent from a chart perspective, but solid crypto projects as well. Okay, that's why you want to go to the House of Crypto, the other channel, if you want to learn more about what these projects represent and where they're going to go in the future. But just for now, we're going to look specifically at the trading setup that we see in front of us. Now, can you remember what we saw in Doge? We saw the descending wedge that was built from around the 10th of March. Some of them are slightly later, some of them slightly earlier, most of them similar. Okay, we come up, and you can see this is the point of just not aping in when we break the trend line, because this is beam. It broke this trend line on the 31st of May, and look, it went up 30% in a single day. Loads of people would have entered into trades up here. That's an awkward drawing. That was by accident, I promise. Loads of people would have entered in up the top up here. Okay, and you can see it's retraced all the way back down. So you would have just lost all your money. And then not only would you have lost from the top of there, you would have gone all the way down to the bottom. You would have lost 72% if you'd entered on spot. You get the picture. So what we want to wait for is until we establish the rounded bottom in conjunction with the breakout of the trend. Okay, so we can see we trend all the way down. We break up here, and we come all the way up to an area in line with a previous area, a previous bounce off this line. It needs to be a bounce off this line, okay? So you can see here we didn't get a bounce off the line. So this wouldn't have counted. Even when it got up here, we wouldn't have been able to count this because this part didn't bounce off of this trend. Okay, so we notice we have a strong bounce here. We dip all the way down. We bounce strongly into this line. We fail to break out. We come back again. We fail to break out. We come back again. Now we've established the cup. Okay, nice little cup. Okay, so what do we do about this? Because it's a slightly different setup from what we've just looked at. Now, I did say earlier, if you wish, you can wait until this breaks above the cup and comes back down to give you an entry around here. But because this pattern is pretty much confirming itself, we've seen this pattern play out multiple times already for various different coins. It's a very standardized pattern. And you can see that we have had a recent dip towards the downside, which was stiffly bought up. And this is shown in these little wicks. Yeah, the thin bits pointing towards the downside. This gives us an indicator that we might be in a strong position to enter into a trade. So what can we do? We can either, we want to wait at least for a day that looks a little bit like today, okay, which is showing that the buying action is coming in. And we can see that down here, the price gets bought up. So what we want to do is enter into a long trade. Obviously, in this example, if you haven't traded before, don't go and ape into any positions just yet. Okay, I want you to just use tradingview.com, absolutely free. And the best bet is to use this particular trading thing here. Now, I will give you a free group later on that you can access, provided to us by CoinW. Okay, and if you want to gain access to this, you can see there's pro trading charts. There's various swing trading signals on a daily basis are provided in this group with all the signals, stop losses, take profits as well. All of the kind of the trades, you can see some of these trades been winning 122%. A lot of successful trades recently from users in this CoinW group. Absolutely free to join. I will tell you in a moment how to get involved, but you simply just need to go down below to where it says the join the free Telegram. Now, by joining the free Telegram, it's going to bring you across not to this particular group. You then just go and join the free Telegram, and it's in the House of Crypto's chat, and then come down. So the link I've given you is for this group. You just need to go down below to where it says CoinW Trading Group. Now, simply, in order to join that free trading signals group, you just need to follow the the instructions provided by Anne here. Okay, so go down below, verify to gain access to signals, professional traders charts, trading strategies, and a group of professional traders, full-time traders, who will be able to answer your questions and assist you with trading. Simply, you need to go and register a CoinW account using this link. You need to deposit a minimum of $50 into your futures wallet. Okay, and then you find your CoinW UID. You can follow these steps yourself in order to pick up free access to the CoinW House of Crypto free trading group. Just call it the School of Crypto, right? So anyway, yeah, join the free Telegram, link down below, guys. Now, moving on to where we are. This chart gives us an entry somewhere around here, okay? I'm not uncomfortable entering here. If we go up here, then we perhaps lose some of our profit margin. But here we've got a decent entry. Why? Because we can see a very clear point underneath these wicks where we can put our stop loss. Okay, we typically want to dip underneath these wicks. Okay, because if the pattern is to break lower than this trend, it basically defaults this pattern. If it breaks this line, we don't want to be in the trade anyway. Okay, we're not happy because we might have lost a little bit of money, but we're better off losing this money here than losing all of our money if this happens. Okay, so this is a much safer way to trade than you're being taught across YouTube, and it's the main reason I created the School of Crypto, okay? Because I want to teach you how to trade safely and correctly, not just in a way that's going to get you to lose money, particularly at the start of the bull market when the opportunities in front of you are so much better. Okay, so anyway, here we are. Here's your entry. You have your stop loss underneath. Now, what we want to look for is a 3-to-1 risk to reward. You can see I go for my risk ratio here. Now, in order to calculate my stop loss amounts and take profits amounts is all dependent on basically how much money is in my entire account, how much money I intend to risk in this particular trade. So, for example, if I had $1,000 in my account, I might put $100 into this trade. And at $100, if it comes down, you can see the 10% here, then I would lose maybe $10 in order to try and make $30, which is my 3-to-1 up here. Okay, so $30 against my $10 risk. That $10 basically equates to a 1% downside risk on my $1,000 account. This is incredibly important because if you lose $1,000, you then have to go and find another $1,000 to be able to trade with. But if you lose $10, and you lose another $10, and you lose another $10, then the next trade you make $30, and you're back to square one. Okay, you've only got to win one trade every few times to be starting to become profitable. And the key in trading isn't trying to become rich as soon as possible. It's about minimizing the losses, being a little bit boring at the start, and then moving higher. Okay, so here I will bring you more details on how to calculate stop losses and things in future videos, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and we will up your trading game as we go. But right now, MEXC looks really solid. Okay, we've got an entry here. The next take profit is up here. Now, once we get up to around, let's say, $10 into profit, what we would consider doing then is to bring our stop loss up to break even. Why do we do that? Can anyone let me know in the comments why we might want to do that? CoinW are in the process of listing, so they might not have BMEX, but they are in the process of listing more and more coins. Okay, there are a lot of coins available on CoinW, and every time we request new coins, they will list them. Okay, so we'll speak with the CoinW team later on about listing Beam and any other coin. So if you want specific coins listed here on CoinW, then make sure you either leave them in the CoinW trading group or leave them down below in the comments, and we will get them listed as soon as possible. Okay, so there's basically a risk-free trade. Yeah, no risk of losing money. What does it mean? Well, worst case, it comes back, it stops us out, we don't lose anything, we don't make anything. It's annoying, it's frustrating, but this is actually the secret. Because if we can remove the risk as many times as possible, we're going to be in a much better position. Okay? So, where else can we see another trade that looks like this. It's also worth noting that once we make this money here, okay, this 30 bucks, which counts the 3% growth, that's pretty good, okay? And we can trade multiple different chains or multiple different coins, sorry, at the same time. Although I would recommend maybe not trading more than 2 or 3 at any given time because it's hard to keep note of them, okay? So keep an eye on MEXC. You can see it looks pretty solid from here. And that's my trade setup there. So stop loss 0.01682. Take profit somewhere around 0.02398. And the current price, the current entry, around 0.01855. Okay, so make sure you check those out. Don't go and ape into anything without checking those first. We are going to set an alert for that to let us know when we hit our take profit. And we'll take one down below. We'll also add an alert. Should we hit stop loss, we can just say SL create, and you can see what happens there. Okay, so on to the next one. Now, even if you don't intend to trade these guys, I really want you to consider the importance of understanding these chart patterns. If you're not interested in futures and leverage trading, that's absolutely fine. But understanding these chart patterns is fundamental to what happens in crypto. It's going to allow you to know when you're taking profits. It's going to allow you to know when you should be maybe entering into pullbacks, rather than having to ask everyone out there, is it too late to buy into SUI or Aptos? Because today SUI's pumped like 30%. Yeah, whereas it was a good time to buy yesterday. And now it's not such a good time to buy. And you won't have to ask those questions if you understand the charts more. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're watching, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on in the charts. Now there, let's get on with the next one. And dip out of here. So, where is it? Love how Doge pops up like that on this one. This is Aptos. Again, a firm favorite coin of mine. Now, why is it a favorite of mine? Not because I have favorites in crypto, because I don't really have favorites. I have favorites in coins that I think are going to make me money. This is DeFi Llama, and I am straying away from the charts, but you'll understand why. This is a very good indicator of to why you might want to be invested in one layer 1 blockchain over another. For example, this is Aptos. And you can see Aptos right now has been really taking on a lot of activity in terms of the total value locked surging towards the upside. That means all of the projects built on Aptos are performing really strongly at the moment. This is a very good indicator that this is a strong chain to be invested in. And you can see that the volume is also pushing aggressively. SUI has done very similar things. Okay, again, this is why we wanted to invest in SUI, because the volume has been crazy on SUI. Solana, while a much bigger market cap, has also been having crazy volumes, crazy total value locked. You can see pumping here and the volumes, etc. $2 billion in a single day. Okay, so this is good indicators that these coins will run, and it gives me extra confirmation in looking into these chart patterns. Okay, so putting all these things together, I've got a much healthier look at things. Now, what do I want to say about this trend? Where does this downtrend really start? If you were to look and reach out into this, into like a 4-hour chart, or you probably go out into like a 1 hour, you'll notice that Aptos had a very quick, aggressive sell-off compared with some other coins out there. So you can see that it doesn't necessarily give us the cleanest looking kind of drop towards the downside. And there are different patterns to look at, but you can see this one here on Aptos that does something very similar, puts in this last final push into there. You can see the rounded bottom does that. Now Aptos, you can see, has a slightly different one here, but it does have a final pump up into this trend line before dipping away aggressively. It then comes back up and it puts in this trend line. You can also put up multiple times that it runs into that similar resistance on the way up to produce the cup. And whenever you're looking at this project, whether you happen to be looking at it down here or up here, whenever you're starting to break through the final areas of resistance before this, you can tell that there's not much up here in terms of resistance. There's a good chance that we shoot higher when it eventually breaks out. So looking into this Aptos chart, you can see that today we've had a very strong push towards the upside. Now, would you be looking to enter into this if you were trading today? Now, theoretically, depending on your own rules, you can enter into any trade you want at any time, given on the information you see in front of you. However, today, as you can see, Aptos is up nearly 9.5%. That's not necessarily the best time to be entering into a trade, because there's a good chance that maybe tomorrow you see a little bit of a dip. Maybe you don't, but who knows? Okay, so what we would say is if I wanted to enter into a long position right now, my stop loss has to be a long way down here. Okay, you can see that the stop loss has to be all the way down here, which means that to take my 3-to-1 profit ratio, my take profit has to be all the way up here at around $15.50. 3-to-1 means that I have my stop loss under here. Now, why don't I want to enter a trade where Aptos has to get to $15.50 before I can get out of it? Anyone have any ideas? That's a push for Aptos from here of around 56, 57%. Why might that position that we held on BMEX be a bit more favorable? Well, because this BMEX position is around 28%, a little bit less. There's a realistic chance in the couple of days, if the markets pump and Bitcoin continues to rally towards more highs, that these coins will hit these targets quite quickly. But once you start getting up to like 50, 60% needed to hit that trade margin, it means you could get stuck in that trade for a really long time. Okay, we don't want to be stuck in trades for a long time. Okay, we want to be day trading, maybe intraday trading, not being stuck in days, not being stuck for weeks on end. Why? Because you end up paying fees on exchanges if you sit in trades for a long time, which is not so ideal. Okay, so basically look to get into smaller trades and then move out of them. And that's why a lot of these trades over through the CoinW trading group, if I can get there eventually, CoinW. This CoinW trading group, you can see that the, there we are. You can see that this has trades that are mostly shorter term trades. Okay, so Dylan, for example, his trades are much quicker trades, right? He's looking to enter into short and long positions, but for short time frames. Okay, so much quicker time frames. He's able to access these different ones, which means he can get returns on trades much quicker. Perhaps not always like the biggest profits, but if you're doing it more regularly, it's probably better, okay? Because you never know what happens in the market from one week to the next, what news comes out, etc. Okay, so if you joined late and you want to access that free trading group where you can also access various different trading signals from Dylan, from others in there, okay? There's a bunch of different traders in here, and you can really up your game. I know that a group of people within my various groups, a bunch of people within my various groups have been trading here and making some good gains, as well as upgrading their trading knowledge through using these trading signals, etc. Then all you simply need to do is go across to the House of Crypto free chat, which is down below, link down below in the description. You can see it just here. Okay, join free Telegram today. And then that's going to allow you to find this page, go down below where it says Coin Trading Group, CoinW Trading Group, and follow the instructions to join up here, okay? Sorry to repeat myself, but if you just joined up, it's a really, really valuable tool that you can access. Now, BMEX, Aptos. Personally, I'm not taking a trade on Aptos, as I said. I do hold Aptos on spot, though, okay? This is Beam, sorry. I do hold Aptos on spot. I do think it's a really solid game. Sorry, very solid layer 1, okay, in the layer 1 game. I do think that there's a good upside potential here. But let's just delete that trade because I'm not taking it. Now, we've got a few others that are showing like similar patterns all over the show. And these are not necessarily fit to enter, but you can just see, I just want to show you guys that I'm not just, making it fit randomly into various patterns. This is Superverse, up, comes up here. You can see it then bounces away strongly, comes up, makes that neckline, and you can see across here, this is a perfect entry down here. Okay, you would have had a perfect entry on Super. You would have already probably seen, should you have taken that trade, you would have taken your stop loss under here, your 3-to-1. You've already hit your 3-to-1. Okay, but Superverse is already done. You've missed it. There's always another one. just wanted to show you that example. Very cool example for you there. So, can anyone let me know any charts they're looking at that you want to be looked at in terms of trades that you're looking for, setups, things like that? If you want me to find you good entries, then feel free to let me know down below. Anyway, here's one slightly in its earlier stages that I think is worth paying attention to. Now, this is obviously a meme coin. And you know, if you're subscribed to the House of Crypto, I'm not a massive meme coin fan, but there is room for some meme coins in this space. Particularly the larger cap memes, but also lots of memes that have kind of been around for a bit, that have developed a bit of a personality or developed a reputation as being associated with a particular chain or something like that. This is Coquino, which is associated with the Avalanche chain, Avalanche or AVAX. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, if we come back to DeFi Llama, it's a bit warm right now, and we look for Avalanche, if I can spell, then you can see something very interesting. Whereas a lot of the other chains have been showing good growth and volume, AVAX has been fairly static, but is starting to show a little creep up here. But it's more than likely showing a creep up in the volume on chain here. Now, this was when Coquino was absolutely pumping back in the end. Back in the end of 2023, Coquino was having an incredible run. We can see this was 2023 around here. Then we can see again, Avalanche gets a load of volume into 2024 around March, April time. We can then see what happens again. To March, April time, you get another big pump here. Okay, so Avalanche is looking like it's building more growth again. We're seeing off the grid game and a bunch of other games starting to take off on AVAX. Once AVAX gets pumping, there's a very good chance that Coquino, meme coin, on Avalanche has a bit of a run. Okay, no guarantee, but it looks very, very solid in my opinion. Okay, so now, what can we see that's similar to some of the examples that we've looked at so far? We can see the spike towards the upside, and then we can see that a trend basically develops. Some of these came down way too quickly to allow us to form a nice kind of trend like this, but that's okay. We still get our trend line that has has multiple hits, okay, confirming that this is a trend line to pay attention to. Now, what we can see is areas that Coquino has basically run into on its way down. And there's one that's really noticeable here and another one here. Now, what we would like to see is when Coquino bounces into this area, there's a very good chance that it does something like this and it forms an inverse head and shoulders. This is a head and shoulders, shoulder, head, and another shoulder. This would be an inverse shoulder, head, and another shoulder. You can see a shoulder, a head, and another shoulder here. This is a very bullish pattern. When it's upside down, when it's like this, it's a very bearish pattern. They have 85% chance of being successful. Okay. Now, what I would anticipate right now is Coquino starting to find its way to break through this area and bounce down into this area. Now, we can have a look at this, and maybe there's a chance that we could enter into a trade here. But I personally don't really think that it's time to enter into this trade. Why wouldn't I enter into this trade just yet? Even though you can see that we got good support area here, we seem to be finding lots of support. Why wouldn't I want to enter into the trade just yet? And maybe I want to wait for a little bit. Because my perfect entry is to wait for it to do this. And you'll see that that means that I've got to get in up here, which is much higher than current prices. Coq is not on CoinW futures. Don't worry, by the time Coquino is ready to trade, which is not yet, I believe it will be available on CoinW. Coquino, okay, brilliant. Face blue, smiling. I mean, to be fair, like I don't really get into meme coins, okay, but this one, there was a lot of innuendo around. I found it entertaining. But anyway. Right, why is this not a good trade? Well, because, guys, you don't know whether we're just seeing another one like this. We don't know whether we're just seeing another one like this. We haven't run into that yet. There's a good chance that we break through, but we don't know. We could do this, okay? We don't want to be in a trade if it does this. What we want to do is wait for the trend to break. It's really difficult, and this is where the patience is so key. But that's why we've got our BMEX trade already on today, okay? We have the potential to enter into others, which I'll show you in a moment, but Coquino is not yet ready. So what I want to do, I want to set an alert up here around 1528, obviously a lot of zeros in front. You can set an alert in and around this area, and once it bounces into there, you can observe it, right? You can see that it's going to form another very similar pattern to what we used to. Let's just draw our trend like this, draw our little semicircle thing. Where is it? The arc, okay? You can see the middle of it will be somewhere around here. I've done that completely wrong. Hold on. You can see that we're getting our nice rounded base in here. Now, this doesn't have to be the neckline, okay? I've just drawn it so that it lines all these up quite cleanly, but you can see 1, 2, 3. They're hitting pretty cleanly, okay? I'm not even making it up, okay? You can pull it out. You can see this is all hitting very cleanly, okay? 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. You can see the trajectory of where Coquino is heading. Therefore, yes, if you were so desperate to enter a trade right now, you could put in a long position and have the stop loss under here. If you're a bit more of a degen, then maybe that's what you might do. But make sure you have a stop loss somewhere under these wicks down here. It gives you a good entry. Or if you're more patient, you could wait till it gets above here, breaks somewhere and comes back for a retest and pushes, giving you a nice entry here. Again, you could have your take profit from about here. Your stop loss can come under wherever we start to see the next low. Should we see a low around here? Come like that, okay? That gives us an area for a stop loss. And then again, we go for our 3 to 1, okay? So Coquino, I think is one to wait for, but if you're a degen, I don't think it's a bad setup right now, okay? So from this current prices, stop loss clean under these wicks here, down there, or what is it, 818, so 000818. That gives me a take profit 3 to 1. In line with this, okay? I might even be able to get lucky enough that it runs up here, it hits a take profit, it comes back down, it gives me another base. I can then enter another trade on the same coin up here and watch it run again, okay? I can then get 3 to 1, so 3 risks, 3% gain. I can make 6% just by trading Coquino on these 2 trades, okay? So hopefully that makes lots of sense on this particular one. Now, the benefit, and lots of people will be like, well, yeah, 6% isn't that significant in terms of gains compared to maybe doing it on spot. Appreciate that, right? But that's because you're risking far less money. If you're going to use leverage and things like that, you don't have to risk so much money on one individual coin, but in fact, you can have a lot more buying power and you can buy a lot of different coins with your initial $100 or $1,000. Potentially, you can enter into 10 trades with $10 risked each for $1,000, okay? And that is going to mean that you have the potential to maybe make 30% by winning each and every one of those trades, should you be so lucky. And you continue to win those as lifetime goes on. Sometimes you can short it, sometimes you can long it and make gains that way. Okay, so hopefully that is making a lot of sense to you. Right, guys. Any coins that you wish... Oh, we got here. Let's have a look at Nosana, Arweave. Got Luke Caro. Is that Luke Caro? North Pivot and Luke Caro. He went to school with me when I was about 10. Found him again in the comments. Good to have you, mate. Nosana, right? We can see bouncing down here. Trend line. Again, looks decent, right? But we've already had that big push up here. And across here, you can see, gives us the setup. So, yeah, guys, this is not prime for a trade right now, but you can see it's well on its way. Why is it not prime? Because it's been going up and up and up. You don't know whether it's going to come back for a retest at some point. You don't want to be involved after green candles, okay? You want to wait for some sort of a pullback and then enter in like that, yeah? Get much better look into things. Okay, so Nosana looks good, But again, it just proves our point here. We have that hit into here. We come back, we retest it again. So we have the test here, retest. We break through, good to go. Any more? For any more? R-Weave, someone said. Hold on. R-Weave, AR. Okay. See, I've already been looking at R-Weave. We don't even need to look at this bottom trend, although we can. You can see, guys, you don't have to, not all patterns will be exactly the same, okay? But just for now, we're learning this pattern. It's quite easy to see. You can see, again, this is a nice clean downtrend. Yes, we've got some kind of extra buoyancy up here. But eventually, this line will break. So what do we need to do? We can draw our lines of resistance in and around here. We get our rounded base. We wait for it to come up to one of these lines of resistance, break through, retest it, and then we get what? We get our entry here. Okay, so stop loss can go underneath it, and then we can see a push like that. Okay, you don't want to enter into it right now. Okay, so no matter how bullish it might look, you might have thought that this was the time to enter when you were around here. But I'll show you why that wasn't the time to enter. Obviously, we know that now because it's come down, but I'll show you how you would have known that. So you can see here, if you were involved in R-Weave around here, you might be like, it's about to break out. Okay, it's about to break out. I want to enter into a long trade. Lo and behold, it gets rejected, it bounced down. There's no idea whether this gets rejected as well. You don't want to be in this knowing that it could reject. This trend is 8 months old, 9 months old, nearly. Okay, could have had a baby in that time. 9 months old trend, okay? It's a strong trend. It will eventually break, but you don't want to be in it trying to find out whether it's going to break or not. So we have to wait for these trends to break. This trend breaks. It comes back to a level like this, a key level, one that's bounced into this area before. Could be this one, could be this one. What we're looking for is an area of like resistance to show that this exists as an important point, and then it breaks through. Once it starts to either find that dip and break through, we're then good to go, okay? It completes our rounded base. We get our entries. This might take a few more days to play out. It might take a week or two. But when those trades come along, you're ready. You enter into those trades and you can start making some gains, okay? But be patient, wait for them. There are obviously lots of other different ways to enter into trades, and that's why we have that free Telegram group for CoinW with the experts in who are taking you through that. Now, another really important thing I want to share with you right now about CoinW is if you sign up today, they have a 7th anniversary with like a crazy, crazy list of different prizes, okay? Share of $200,000 worth in the prize pool. You can go and win some like pretty cool cars here. You can get the Tesla Cybertruck, which is obviously pretty damn cool. Or this Xiaomi, which is a Chinese electric car. Basically the Chinese version of Tesla. Xiaomi, in fact, is pretty big brand, pretty well known, I think. And a very, very cool prizes. Okay, also win Apple Vision Pros. You can win gift boxes. I mean, CoinW is sponsored by some or have partnerships with like famous footballers and all sorts. So you might get to meet these people. Also got iPhone 16s. You got various different gift tokens. A bunch of different prizes to be won. Okay, you simply just need to go through the link down below to join up to either CoinW, which is available. You can also, if you want to access the free trading group, then you can go through my free House of Crypto group. Okay. How does AOS and 0x0 look? Are most AI coins following the same pattern? Okay, AOS is a good one to look at. As you know, if you've been subscribed to the House of Crypto for a long time, not really that long, you will know that AOS is one of my favorites. Okay, why is it one of my favorites? I mean, from the project perspective, deep in AI and monster areas of growth. CEO has been building AOS for years, right? It's been around since back in 2021. It wasn't really ready for a bull market back then. The development's been crazy. Some of the things they're achieving in a very high growth area of the crypto market right now is worth taking a look at. So we've got AOS right now. You can see taking the dip as we like to see. You can see I've already drawn this out. I was already ready for this. Okay. AOS right now is looking to break this purple line. Okay, so we're very, very close to breaking the purple line, getting some form of a retest. If we retest and we find support on the other side of this purple line, that gives us a great entry as well, or we can wait for a retest and a break of this, and it gives us a great entry as well. These are both great entries. Right this second is a riskier entry because you run the risk that it gets rejected from this purple line, as we've seen countless times in the likes of RWEEX. It was like here, and it gets rejected from that purple line. Okay, so be patient, wait for them. The best trade of the day right now is Beam. Why? Because Beam has come up already. It's hit this line of resistance. It's come back down to this line of support. It's now found a bounce today. It looks great. Okay, so it's given us what we're looking for. It's already tested this line of resistance up here. It's come back down. It's formed support. It's now bouncing up higher again. It's putting in. It's confirming higher lows. Okay, so the trend is your friend till the end and all that good stuff. This would be a lower lows, which indicates a downtrend, and this one is higher lows, which indicates a uptrend. Okay, so you want to be in uptrends if you want to be buying cryptos. If you want to be in downtrends, you want to be shorting cryptos, and we will short continually after the bull market tops out. So if you want to be able to make money after the bull market is finished, then make sure you subscribe to the School of Crypto. Make sure that you join that CoinW trading group, and make sure you up your skill levels, guys, okay? Because it will really pay off as the market cracks on. Now, guys, how to enter the price if we are already a member. Just join that, go through that link, copy there. Just go and check it out here, okay? And also, if you're already a member of that CoinW group, then feel free to ask in the CoinW group. You will also be able to enter for this particular share of the prize giveaway, okay? If you're already a member, there will be a way, and I'll talk to the team at CoinW to instruct you on how you can enter, okay? So don't worry, you won't miss out on that particular giveaway because it's pretty crazy. I haven't seen a better trading competition giveaway. Now, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you're smashing that thumbs up button. I'm going to do my best to try and do at least 2 of these every single week. Please leave your feedback, constructive, down in the comments. Always happy to see how to upgrade the current game. What I'm looking at right now, as I've said here, in terms of trades, BMEX looks really solid. A bunch of other ones have either gone past this stage and are up here, like Super, which is already probably too late, okay? From a trading perspective, you've already missed that kind of boat. Or a few others haven't quite yet arrived. So Doge has also got up there. You can see we hit the take profit earlier on today in that trade there. But RWEEX, probably not ready. Nasana has already broken it. Where is it? Coquino is preparing to get there, okay? Coquino is in this trend. We see the rounded bottom. We're waiting for this break up to higher so we can get our higher lows coming in. Then we can enter in a long trade, okay? Hopefully that all makes sense. Guys, if you found value in today's video, live stream, please do me a favor, smash that like button. If you're new to the House of Crypto and the School of Crypto, then go and subscribe to the House of Crypto, which isn't linked down below, but it's called the House of Crypto. And you can also access the School of Crypto here, which you're obviously watching. Make sure you subscribe to this, hit the like button, really, really appreciate it. If you want to up your game with regards to trading, get tutored, go and join that free Telegram group, absolutely no-brainer. I will be doing 2 live streams per week. We'll get Dylan back on for another couple of live streams as well, okay? Bringing his side of the story and how he trades. But stick with it, guys. Big bull run ahead of us. If you learn and upgrade your skills, you can really make a big difference, okay? Did it in the last bull market, had a really good time from it, learned a lot. Suffered a little bit towards the end because I didn't work hard enough. But, you know, this is a chance that you're probably never going to see for at least another 4 or 5 years after this one, where you can really change the game for yourself by just putting in a bit of extra work and becoming the top 5% of people in crypto who actually understand what's going on. Hit the like button, subscribe, guys. See you in the next one.